everyone.
Hey there guys, Unofficial MCU here, hope you're all doing well, and in this video we are going to be discussing some more about Secret Invasion and some of the behind the scenes overall process with it, as one of the artists have come forward to confirm what we all suspected about some of the show's problems. We're going to go ahead and hop right on into it. In this video we are going to be taking a read from the Direct's article. I'll have their article linked in the description down below for you guys to check out there as well. As a read, newly released images prove a significant problem with Marvel Studios' summer Disney Plus show, Secret Invasion. It's no secret Samuel L. Jackson's MCU show was a failure among the critics and fans alike. Not even a stellar cast could have a forgettable waste of an iconic comic book run and narrative overall. It's already written for them, and they weren't able to necessarily pull it off to a point. Part of the reason fans disliked Secret Invasion was due to the studio deciding to retcon the last few MCU appearances by Don Cheadle's James Rhodes by making him a Skrull, even before the events of Avengers Endgame, having to seemingly ruin a lot of memorable moments with and of the character is one thing that a lot of fans just didn't like about the finale. Now, quite personally, I myself enjoyed the entirety of the show up until the point of the finale. I didn't like that twist that they did with Don Cheadle's James Rhodes, of course, making him a Skrull ever since the events of Civil War. Seemingly, they still have the opportunity and that time to write it a little bit different and saying that he wasn't necessarily a Skrull that long, but that is what a lot of fans are kind of pulling from. That's kind of what is connecting the dots and what kind of makes sense, quite honestly. Also, with the finale falling a bit flat in terms of its overall conclusion and where it is going to go next for a lot of fans that had a problem with the overall show. Now, a reason to as of why critics had disliked the show was the disjointed feeling and tone from episode to episode, which was speculated due to an overwhelming amount of reshoots for the show overall. That being said, a new Secret Invasion concept art shows reshot scenes. Secret Invasion concept artist Jeffrey Reed confirmed on his ArtStation account that scenes were completed when deadlines were tight because they were a part of the reshoots for the show, saying that, in quote, "had the pleasure of working on Marvel Studios' Secret Invasion with Frank Walsh, PD. It was the reshoot leg though, so deadlines were tight, usually half a day or a day of deadlines, so everything is quite fairly loose." And that quote right there, the overall show to a point of Secret Invasion, it had a lot of time. It did a lot of reshoots, and then also with its initial production and filming of the show as well, it had a lot of time. However, a common theme and a common problem for a lot of the recent, especially MCU shows, I feel like, is that they feel more rushed through, and it's no different for Secret Invasion, unfortunately, it seems though. Now, well, never confirmed it, it was reported that Secret Invasion underwent 4 months of reshoots a year before its eventual release on Disney Plus. This first scene confirmed to be a part of reshoots was Nick Fury and Olivia Colman's Sonya Falsworth visiting one of the former directors of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s tombstones. Another brief shot of Kingsley Ben Adair's Gravik peering out of a window was also among of the concept art. The final shot featured less detail on the villain's face, capturing more of an ominous shadow. Next up is a wide look at all of the Franklin pods that were holding many people hostage. Emilia Clarke's Gaia can also be seen. Reed, the concept artist, said that previous Franklin pods' designs were much more high-tech and alien-like as well, saying that, in quote, "we went through a range of redesigns for the fracking pods. The early designs were much more high-tech and alien-like, but it was deemed too high-tech for what the Skrulls had at their disposal, so we went in the lo-fi, do-it-yourself direction, which came out of a really well on screen." Ending that quote right there. In a all-flashback scene, this early concept art also simply shows a colorful hideout from when the Skrulls were initially recruited to work for S.H.I.E.L.D. It's wild to think that this pivotal sequence wasn't a part of the initial story or plot really all that much, though, however, of where they were going back to revisit that, actually. Teeing up to the underwhelming finale, though, however, unfortunately, this became a critical scene in the show's attempt to connect the final 2 episodes of Secret Invasion more closely together. A conversation between father and daughter. Prior to Talos' death, played by Ben Mendelsohn, this shot of an alleyway scene happened between the two-person family and didn't necessarily see eye to eye. However, in the concept art, it hardly looks like Talos at all, as Ben Mendelsohn's character often looks disheveled the entire show. And in an attempt to build his relationship with his wife, Priscilla, this reshot scene's connection to the two in the 1998 flashback scene, this was a follow-up to the shocking revelation revelation in episode 2 that Fury's wife was a Skrull, when audiences didn't even know if Fury was aware of that or not, and most people didn't even know if he had a wife. So that is kind of like all of the Secret Invasion concept arts there that we have there. Now, after a promising opening episode, despite the AI-made opening credits, it seems to be like an attempt to do too much. The complete 6-episode run was capped off with the main antagonist dying and Emilia Clarke's Gaia character left as the most powerful being in the MCU, just at the snap of a finger. There wasn't necessarily all that much of a build-up either, is something that a lot of fans have a problem with, and that the finale overall felt most disconnected to all of the other rest of the episodes here as well. Now, considering the laundry list of scenes that were either reshot or added in late, it's become more clear since the final episode aired why many were disappointed by the show. Something that should be a positive, though, however, is that 2 MCU films will directly tie into this show, but unfortunately, that may just prologue a bad taste left in many viewers' mouths, although I don't necessarily believe that to be 100% of the case, and that they aren't necessarily able to rely on, and with Secret Invasion setting up 2 prominent MCU movies, that there being the Marvels and also Armored Wars, but much rather that this MCU show, Secret Invasion, is simply there to add more, I think, more depth into with what we're going to see in these 2 upcoming MCU movies. Of course, those movies are going to have to be their own thing. They have to set things up on their own. They can't rely off of a Disney Plus show for them to do that. Overall, I want you guys to remember this is what the article is saying, not myself. I have my own thoughts about the Secret Invasion show. As I had mentioned, I enjoy just about the entirety of the show up until the point of the finale, of where it kind of felt flat, more disconnected from the rest of the show, making Gaia the most powerful MCU character seemingly ever, just in the snap of a finger, killing off Gravik, just kind of like that. Also, it doesn't necessarily sit right with me, and also this twist that went on with James Rhodes. I really believe this, if for anything, to be more of an explanation and more insight of the behind the scenes of what went into and with Secret Invasion overall here, of maybe what went wrong with the show here, as we were having concept art of scenes throughout the show that were added during reshoots. This is something I've been very prominent on here on the channel, of into the regards of our Secret Invasion show videos here, of that with reshoots, of that the show underwent a lot of. They weren't just doing reshoots, they were adding scenes, and that is where the disconnect, I believe, comes in. This here all being said, though, however, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys are all thinking. What did you think about Secret Invasion and for what it did to and with the MCU? I would love to hear all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial MCU. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a great one. Peace out.